I've got 12 o'clock. I'm rolling.
We're starting right now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and find an open seat. We've got a few right here in the middle as we go ahead and get started today. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm your host today. My name is Adam Tier. I'm the General Manager here at the Civic Center. And on behalf of our Board of Directors, our Hopkins County Commissioners Court, and the Honorable Judge Robert Newsom, I'd like to welcome you all to our facility today for the unveiling of this plaque for Mike Pribble. And without further ado, and since you didn't come here to hear me speak today, I'd like to go ahead and turn our program over to Mike's daughter, Kathy.
Well, if you'll ever hear me would have no words, I think it's today. I'm just so excited there aren't any words to say how much I appreciate each and every one of you that are here. And each and every one of you that are here has a special place in my heart. And I mean that with all my heart. Today we're here in the heat, and I worried about it, and I thought, why should I worry about it? This is rodeo weather. It's July the 1st. So all you rodeo people probably don't even know that it's hot. So all of you others that were sweet enough to come. I just want to start. There's no starting on where to begin, but I would like to have my family come up and be with me. Meredith, y'all probably know Meredith. If you don't know, that's Meredith Cadell. My grandson Ryder, and my granddaughter Addison. And Jake Cadell is my son-in-law, and I see that everyone from the bank is here except for Jake. But he will be here hopefully very shortly.
He's en route.
And I would like to have our extended family come. If Billy Wayne R. would please come up to the front. I'm sure most of you know that Billy Wayne was my daddy's, the son he never had. And he started him from early on as a pickup man, and then when he got so ill, he came and asked Billy Wayne to take over as the arena director, and he did that, and he did such a great job, and he's just like part of our family, so it wouldn't be right to not have Billy Wayne up here. I want this to be fast as I can, but I also, this is my son-in-law, Jake. I really thought, since he wasn't here, that he was going to do something like ride up on a horse. I could see it. But anyway, I want to, I have to have Enola Gay come, please. This lady is such a special lady to all of us. You know that she's at KSST as just works herself to death. And she was the one that had the vision. In 1990, she awarded Daddy with the Cowboy Award for keeping the cowboy history going. And she just felt that something needed to be done. And so she had a chili cook-off that was amazing. And she worked so hard on that, and then she went to the city, she went to the Civic Center, and she went to everyone trying to get something done in memory of my daddy. And as luck would have it, someone saw that it was not going to stop. If Charles Ham would please come up, please. Charles Ham came to the Chamber of Commerce, and he said, we are going to see that something is done for your dad, and it certainly needs to be done. And he went before the county commissioners, and they unanimously agreed, and before the Civic Center board, and they agreed that we could have this plaque put in the equine pavilion in honor of my father. And that was the most momentous time that I can remember in a long, long time. Every time Charles Helm comes in, I think his wife is going to get a little bit jealous. I don't know, but I just can't let go of him. I just hug, and I just can't hug him enough and thank him enough for really following through And then Adam, are you still up here or have you gone someplace? Adam Tier is in the back. He jumped right on and he got the plaque done. They delivered it to the Chamber of Commerce, and it's just been such to Eternity Creations did the plaque. And I want to recognize the county commissioners because this was so huge. And Judge Newsom, of course, I'll just include him, but this was just, y'all will never know what it means to us to have this plaque here, and I just want to tell everybody how special it was that they unanimously and so favorably agreed to let us do this. And if y'all would just raise your hands, I know everybody knows the county commissioners, but we're just so thankful. And the Civic Center Board of Directors that wouldn't be here if it weren't for y'all, and it wouldn't be here if it weren't for each of you. And they're just, everybody that's out there are just so special. I'm so thankful that the Deatons are here today. Bill and Larry Don and Judy. After Daddy had passed away for several years, we had his saddle up in the barn. And they came before Christmas one year and told us that they wanted to restore it. And they, my goodness, it looked brand new. And since then, it's been in the game room of Meredith's house. And so we get to see it every day. And it's just so special. And of course, Bill worked was a pickup man and anything that Daddy needed. And I have a picture up there of Larry Don, the pickup man. I think Billy Wayne said maybe the first time. No.
Harold.
Harold, but I think the pictures of you, Larry Don.
No, it's not.
It's Harold? Okay, anyway, but the Deatons have just been such a, just part of the rodeo, and I just look out and see all of y'all, and I just want to hear all of the, Tony being here today and bringing his friends. We have the representative from the rodeo and from Oklahoma. And we're just so glad to have each one of you here. And then I'm sitting over here looking at you.
It's hot.
I know.
You're rambling.
She told me not to ramble.
I
And
told
how
her
can
it
you
was
not
hot
ramble?
and to not ramble. She doesn't listen. She doesn't watch.
She's doing good.
That's right. You're doing great. It's good. You're doing great.
Buddy goer. Okay. Huh?
That's right.
And I would be really amiss if I hadn't asked Sue Ann Johnson to come up and stand here, because if there's anybody that's a part of our family, it's Sue Ann, and probably nobody loves rodeo more than she does. And so I know that she's probably responsible for some of y'all who are here. She said that she told her if they didn't come, she was going to beat her to death. So anyway, but for those of you that don't know, my daddy started the first rodeo in the football field. The first 2 years, he had it in that stadium.
How do you think Coach Owens would feel about that today?
It didn't look like that, and then Daddy built an arena, and just a small arena, and then in '54 he built the 6,500 capacity arena, and that's where we had our outdoor rodeo until I think 1979, and that he was the first one to have a rodeo in Sulphur Springs. And we were the last ones to have an outdoor rodeo here in Sulphur Springs. And it's just, the memories are just wonderful, and I cannot thank y'all again for being here. Some of you weren't here when I told it before, but all the pictures that I could accumulate, I've put up over here, and I'd like for y'all to pass by and get them. We have cold water. See them, don't get them. See them, and then we have refreshments. And if you weren't here at about 3 o'clock this morning, Meredith went to the store because I was unhappy we weren't having more than cake and water. So she has prepared all the refreshments, and we've had them under refrigeration, so they're going to be okay for y'all to eat. And there's Jerry Chapman. We have a picture of him on a bucking bull over here. So just good memories. We're going to have the unveiling, and then y'all get something to eat, and just know that each of y'all hold a special place in my heart. And John and Tom Sellers, I saw them. Charles Sellers was running by guy for my daddy when he stood on his head and rode 8 horses as they rode by, and he's certainly missed. Okay, we're going to have the unveiling. Y'all want the honors? It's so gorgeous.
You're going to toss them on? Ready? One, two, three.
I'm sure that y'all can see this, but I just real quickly. Mike Pribble, rodeo producer, director, trick rider, and fancy trick roper, local Goodwill ambassador from 1911 to 1972. On this site in 1938, after the arena in the football stadium, Mike Pribble constructed a rodeo arena that hosted an annual 4th of July rodeo for 43 years with over 20,000 fans attending annually. In 1954, Mr. Pribble upgraded his facility to be Texas' largest and finest all-steel 6,000-seat arena. Mr. Pribble performed trick and fancy roping nationwide for 4 decades. This included standing on his head while roping 8 galloping horses, performing the Texas skip for 200 yards up and down the arena, vaulting stunts off the back and side of his horse, suicide drags, and many different standing tricks. He was recruited by Will Rogers for Western movies and taught the Apache Bells to trick rope. The 4th of July rodeo provided entertainment for Hopkins County residents and visitors nationwide for several generations. They kept having me cut it down shorter and shorter, so this pretty well covers this, but I just know that back when the rodeo was started, that's all there was to do, and I've had families come in and tell that they would come from towns from outside of Sulphur Springs and have a picnic all day and go to the rodeo at night. And so I just thank y'all for having those wonderful memories. And if you have some that I haven't heard, I'd love to hear them. And I could talk all day.
Yes, she could. Yeah.
Love to, but thank you for coming.
How do you feel on this day, Noah?
Well, look at how I'm smiling, and you know how I feel. This has finally happened. And I think it might have been because I'm not from here, and I got here and I began to notice this phenomenal thing that had happened in Hopkins County and for Sulphur Springs people, and like there wasn't any sign of it anywhere, any notice of it. So I talked around a little bit to people, and it picked up momentum. But I guess the folks who had been here for so long just took it for granted.
Mm-hmm. So many horse people that come through here will appreciate this information.
I think so, and it'll get them talking one to another because people from other communities saw the rodeos, they went back to where they belong, and it is remembered out there.